So now that we're done with the policies, remember you need those policies, security policies that we created for the passwords and the account lockouts policy setup. Once you create all this, then we need to create the following user accounts on both Windows 10 machines. So on PC1, you need to create the usernames, full name and passwords. Then the same thing, then you go on to create a group called producers PC01 and add the users of this group in there. And when you go to PC2, you do the same thing. You create all those user accounts. You create a group called producers PC02 and add these users to it. So I'm going to show you how to do this on PC1 and you follow through the process and do the same thing on PC2. So when you come into the space, right, select your startup button for Windows. You can right click in here on the Windows button and click System. So within the space, we can go into our home. We're not trying to check for the default information. So for our general Windows settings, there's a place where you have accounts. This is what we need, accounts. So you click on this space, and this is where you add users, right? So this is my default account, but this is not what I need. The next thing that we need in here is to create other users. So you scroll down here, other users, you click on this once. Once you click on this once, add someone else to this PC. Okay, so you click here. So one thing you should note is if you log in with your domain information, it's going to ask you for your Microsoft account to be able to create a sign in for this person, enter the email address or the phone number of the person you want to add. You can say, I don't have this person's sign in information. You click on next if you do not have it. Then it tells you use a phone number instead, get a new email address or add a user without a Microsoft account. So because of the way so now you can see this, it has brought us to this point already. So remember the first name in here says iSnapper, which is the username. So it says iSnapper. Who's going to use this? I hope I'm calling the name correctly. It says enter a password. So let me use so I'm going to enter something simple. So I'm not going to reveal what I've put in here. Okay, so it says in case you forget your passwords, you can ask 3 questions. So it's going to ask you any of these 3 questions and add an information in here. So I'm just going to use the default questions I've been using throughout this exercises. So choose the one which works best for you, that you can remember, and note it should be something that you can remember. So I've created click next, and you can see there's a prompt here, and it says, do you want to allow this app to make changes to this device? To continue, enter your admin password. So I believe you might get this issue if you are using what's it called? If your login details for your what's it called? Your PC, your instance of your PC is your domain of your school ID. So I'm going to cancel this. So I think it's best to indicate how to create this on PC2. So it's still the same thing, but I want to try because on PC2, I do not have, okay, so settings. On PC2, I used a local account to sign in, not my domain account. So on PC2, come into the Windows settings, type in settings, enter into your account, select you can see it's a local account, so I'm the administrator. For the domain account, I am not the administrator because it's my school account. So here you come into your family and friends and others, because this is where we add more people. So add someone else to this account. So I believe it will be better, this exercise will turn out better if you are logged in as a user, a local user. I don't have the sign in with the email of this person. Click next. Add a user without a Microsoft account. That should be, so the name I used earlier, enter a password. Ensure that you write down the password so that you do not forget. Okay, now answer the 3 questions that says password does not match. Let's see. Okay, that means the first one wasn't okay, that should do. So just consider all this. Enter the 3 questions and this will help you in terms of recovering your account. Click next and let's see. So if you note, we have created this local account, right? So let me create one more, add someone else to this account. I think one is enough to show you the instance of how it's created. So I've created this person, I've chosen a password. This is supposed to be on that PC1, but I created it on PC2 just to show you how it's done. The next thing you ought to do is create a group called producers PC01 and add people that you've created their accounts on that PC, this PC, add them to the group. So in order to do this, we have to minimize this. Okay, come into where you have your interface, your desktop, type in computer management. You'll notice there is a whole lot that is done inside computer management. Next, we have to create a group. So where you have your local users and groups, right here, you can see it, double click, and select groups. So these are the existing groups on this PC. Now we want to create a new group. It's either while your cursor is in this space, you right click and you say new group, or you click on more actions and you see new group. So we want to call the name of the new group producers. Let's see the naming convention, producers dash PC01. Okay, so now that we've named the group, it doesn't have members, so now we need to add members to it. So you come here and click add. So you select a member from those that we just created, the person we just created. Now this is the interface that you'd see when you create add. When you click add, you won't see any names. If you know the names, you can type it in, but most times you may not know all the names. So you click advanced. If you're not sure of the name, click advanced, then click find now. Click find now. So once you click on find now, it will list all the potential names or administrators that you can add to this group. So scroll down until you can find the person we just created. So this is the person we've just created, the local account. So click on the name. Remember, so you can see the folder. Click OK. So you can see this individual is on the PC2. Click OK. Now we have added this individual to this group. So this is how you do it. This is how you add people to a particular group. So you click create. And the group should actually appear somewhat behind. So let's close this. And you notice we have our newly created group down here, producers PC01. Double click and you can see the user that we've added in here. You can add more users in here by clicking add, like we did earlier. If you want to add more people that you've created, you click advanced. If you don't know the name, you click find now and you scroll through and you check for the name. I'll cancel this for now, but that is the way it is done. Okay.